Okay, well, where are we gonna start off? Where are we gonna start off with this tier list? I have many ways, I have many things to do here. I don't think it's an S plus and S minus because I do think the characters in S are pretty definitively, like the goats. Nago, Leo. Leo is a bit controversial. I would put him up there with all of them. May, yeah. Obvious. No, I'm kidding. Sin. I'm iffy on Ram. I'm not sure if she's here or here. I think probably here. Our matchup spread is too good. Being able to combo from where volatile. I think she's here. I think she's here. I'm not ordering this, by the way. I'm just putting the character, and yeah, like obviously. Right now, since the start of season 3 until now, I have had Nago as #1. I was very convinced since the start. I was extremely convinced with the patch that he deserves a spot right here. But honestly, with how good some of these characters are these days, I'm not sure. It's hard for me to have like a definitive #1. These characters have two good matchups. Like, who the fuck did they lose to? Hard to say who loses to. Okay, Ram loses to Golo. The thing is, I can see like two characters. Soul and Ram pretty definitively lose to Golois, I feel like, from what I have seen. Sin loses to Nago, oh yeah. So they mostly lose to each other. But who does May lose to? That doesn't seem to be like she loses to anyone here. I can see her maybe losing to Nago. He's a contender, I can see that. But, Gold Lewis. Her and Leo actually have very definitely very good matchups against Gold Lewis, for what I have seen. Lose DP characters? Does she lose to Sin? I've not heard that. Hard to say. Slight disadvantage, I don't know. But it seems pretty clear from what I've seen that these two lose to her. I'm still not sure if Nago loses to anyone, I'll be real with you. That's why he's still, like, for me, #1. Like, he's, like, the biggest contender for #1. Alongside... I would say it's probably these crew. He's up there as well. I feel this looks pretty good to me, honestly. I'm getting higher and higher on Leo as time goes on, especially with the discoveries I've seen as of late. This is the current vibes, but all these characters are so fucking good. Have matchups where it's so broken that I think they all deserve a place. Why do I think Nago is so strong? I thought he was very strong last patch, like last season 2. 3.0 let him use his burst in White Wild Assault. Give him amazing strings to make blood even less of an issue. Give him even better ways of getting rid of blood. Burst Drain changes in this patch. Burst Drain is way shorter. This is bad for, like, obviously all characters suffer from Wild Assault making way less burst. But you know who suffers from it less? Character that after the Wild Assault on block, they get to immediately do an extremely strong strike throw. Nago's Burst Drain is so effective with how he makes you deal with his Wild Assault. His Wild Assault is so much better as well, just from the way Wild Assault changes. And when you play Nago, you barely feel, like in neutral, you barely see White Wild Assault. They don't do it that much. Partly it's because they probably should use it more, but partly is because his neutral is so broken that he actually barely needs it. His offense is cleaned up so much by it, like he gets so many more opportunities. He has Guard Crush into Command Grab. May just does so much damage by the time you get the burst back. Like all these characters, I think the biggest thing for these characters is that they care very little about the burst range change. May's combos, by the time you get your burst back, it rarely matters. Leo, the way he uses burst, he didn't need the burst rain as much. He didn't care about it as much, I would say. And his utility, like he cares about Red Wild Assault in block strings so much. It helps him so much. It being good for combos is one thing. Him just doing normal Red Wild Assault in block strings after a 6k into his godlike pressure is good. So yeah, these characters are obviously Gold Lewis, White Wild Assault buff. I don't need to say much. Now Soul. Soul actually did care quite a bit about the burst range changes, I would say. He still has very good damage by the time you get your burst back, but I do think he generally doesn't benefit as much as these four. His positive offense was insane last batch, so the positive changes do affect him more than they affect these four, I would say. But he's still extremely strong. He is still very, very strong. He's still like very much he is a contender up there with them, I would say. Being able to do pokes into a wall assault, yeah, like May. Also, not only does she do a ton of damage by the time you get your burst back, often she either one already wall breaks you, or two has a burst save point or a burst bait point after red wall assault. Yeah, Sen just does everything well. I think he probably doesn't have the cleanest matchup. I don't see him being as broken as all of these currently. His offense is definitely the worst out of the top tiers. His defense is is it arguably the best? It is arguably the best, honestly. His mash not being as good matters, but yeah. His DP is so broken and his backdash is so good. He might still have but yeah, he's not as well rounded as all of these. May, despite not having a DP, has the best defense as well outside of DP characters, which means a lot. Yeah, all of these are very well rounded. Leo might be more rounded because at least Sol doesn't have God neutral before 50 meter. Yeah, that too. His mash is broke. Yeah. Sure, just even though it's at 6 frame, his 2k combos from defense literally break the wall from the corner. So yeah. And Ram he's just as a god neutral. In this, with how broken neutral skips are and with how characters convert, obviously she converts way better now too, which is really big for her. But yeah, but neutral doesn't stand out as much with white wild assault and neutral skips, but her buttons are still the goats. Like they're still insane. And with meter, she also has some of the best meter spends in the game, and has some good mix-ups. Her main flaw is that she's okay, outside of the white wild assault users, she's definitely the character with the worst defense in this tier. Some would say she's better defense than May because of more Tabata. That's fair. Which is fair, but I would still say her defense is notably worse than all of these. But still, the offense and neutrals so good, and their defense is still fine, honestly. No, I think I probably make the next tier A+, because these characters are. I think I would have the next one is probably Kai, and I think there is a notable difference between him and Ram. I don't think his matchups and his power level is as good as Ram, as strong as Ram. Well, I think May is S tier strong. She's nothing compared to her season 2 criminal phase. No, she's good in different ways. Dolphin alone isn't as broken. Dolphin hop and like the Dolphin stop are very good options. Her wild assault usage is incredible. Like her neutral, one of the issues with it was in season 2 she had an insane counter it, which helped her neutral, which gave her insane conversions. And this season she has better conversions, outside of maybe 5k. But even then, with wild assault, her ability to convert from anything now that wild assault exists affects her more than all of these. She cares about wild assault conversions. Or like maybe Kai? No, definitely not Kai. She literally cares about it the most. Yeah, like wild assault helped her so much. Being high health matters in this season more. She gets so much burst to do wild assault and shit. You get so much meter. These days, and made meter has maybe probably the best meter spend in the game, and and some of the best ones after that too. It doesn't win as hard. Yeah, he has very well-rounded matchups. I don't think it's fair to see Kai stomp a matchup. I do think he probably loses some of these here at the top. But just well-rounded, not as obnoxious as these, I would say. Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it. To be fair, he's also carrying getting order as much. Don't have as much experience. Next up, nah. I was thinking of putting him in this tier, but the thing that's honest, I care about matchups enough that I would not put him here. I do think he has enough matchup issues now that he cannot qualify, that he does not qualify here. I was honestly today I thought about this list a bunch, but I started putting him like in this tier, but nah. You can matchup issues matter too much. Yeah, we'll talk about him soon enough. Next up, where is this? This guy's so cringe, man. With current knowledge, he could be up here because people not very good against Angie as of yet. I'm not very good against Angie as of yet. But yeah, his damage is insane. Spin is broke. Spin is so dumb these days. Why does he get these conversions? Why does he get? Why did they give him neutral skip? Why is Fuji Nagiha a thing? Why can he go full screen and do a Nagiha? Like, yeah, he is. When the game came out, he was at the bottom, and I was really happy because I think this character deserves a spot at the bottom. Yeah, has surprisingly good matchups these days as well. Like, he actually, like, he used to get, like, Leo destroyed him, but as time passed on, despite Leo still being insane, Angie prevailed, got better and better, and now he's actually hanging up with the big boys. He's very good now. Very good. The thing about Gio is she is very good. She does have really good conversions. I think her conversion ability, like they gave her conversions so good over the last 2 seasons that Wilda still doesn't seem to help her as much. She already converted insanely well from her good hits. And, like, her power hits also do like are completely decent. And I think being this much worse against the DP is so meaningful that I'd bump her up here, down here. She is really well rounded though still, so she could maybe be up here. Red also under pressure. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. She is a contender, honestly. I'm putting Millia here for safety, man. I don't know. It's like John said, you cannot put this character in the tier list after a patch. She's too hard to place. I thought about putting her here because she's so well these days, and her oppressive matchups aren't as bad. Chaos being so much worse is such a big deal for her. Asuka's odd matchup has gotten a lot better, and those were like her two big demons, I would say, what I have seen. She does have some good matchups. She does deal with Wilda so pretty well from what I've seen. Deals with Nago really well, and does pretty good against all of these. Funnily enough, when they made her super a hit grab, it made the Leo matchup a lot worse, which is funny. Her super was like randomly incredible against Leo because for some reason she could grab behind her, so she could just do her super and back turn. It was really hard for Dio to cover, and when he went behind her, it usually hit him as well. Yeah, she was randomly really good against Leo. It's just our tidbit. I think she's probably here. Bridget, I think Bridget's amazing this patch. I think they solved her weaknesses so well. But there are a lot of DP characters up here. I think she deals pretty well with Rock. In pressure. In neutral, it's pretty good against her. Nago being able to play like far range neutral in the air is pretty good against like Ren Tram, I would say. Although being in the air against Tram is never good. So I think Bridget could be pushed enough to be here, honestly. I already thought Bridget like Keep Away was really strong game, and then I saw like how much success Bridget have found with just playing just like playing Strike Throw. Or Strike Throw is super underrated, I think. I think it could put it here. Okay, Chaos Honest. I'm gonna put him here. I still think he's really fucking strong. And again, this is 13th. I'm putting Chaos 13. Like, what is that? I expected to put him 10th, but his matchups are kind of weird these days. Matchups are very weird these days. So I will put him down here for now. Depending on the day, I could think of him higher. I could think of them lower, honestly. To be fair, I'm still not sure about these. Like, this could also be here, but it's fine. But yeah, even though he is very nerfed, but it still has like he is really powerful. He does have really good ability to rob in tournaments. His ability to knowledge check is a lot better these days from before because people are so much worse against him. Like, he shows up a lot less and less. So people will get worse than him. I don't think Millia is A+. I think Millia is extremely harder to rate after patches, and I think people are really bad against Millia. I think she does die quickly. If I'm anti-airing this bitch with Asuka, I think it's probably doable. She is really fucking good. These all characters honestly could go up. Even Chaos, despite the matchup issue, I can see him coming back here. I can see him like going close to these guys. This game is pretty balanced these days. Days you think Happy Chaos is good? Yesterday was the opposite. Nice. But Bedman's gonna be gonna show up later. He donates burst. Millia? Yeah, but she snowballs really fucking well. And being bursted as Millia is low-key fine, because I think Millia kind of likes the... she's fine being sent full screen. I think Millia's full screen keep away game is very, very underrated. I think Ino, yeah, Ino is also a character... Wait, we're not going over enough characters, so yeah. Chaos is snowball ability, despite him giving a lot of burst and shit. It still does have access to strong hits. He still has access to just get positive immediately and win the round. Like, how many rounds do you still just see Chaos break the wall? And that's it. That's why I still think he could be up here. Could be up here. He's still very, very strong. And he still has whiff shot. Alright, so Millia, yeah, Millia's snowball is really good. She just got a special for free. They literally just gave her a special for free. That's... Nah, they gave her a special for free. No, fuck this. I'm putting her A+. They gave her a special without any nerfs. They gave her so much better combo damage without any nerfs. I'm putting her up here. God damn it. Honestly, yeah, I think these characters are close enough to each other. Honestly, I don't. Okay. I'll be real. I don't think even Bridget is close enough to these. I'm gonna put them here, despite them being very good, because I think all of these are closer than they are closer to fucking Anji. I think they do die. They do die hard. These characters having high health is too big of a deal. That despite them being a lot more stable, I think these are better tournament characters. And yeah, and I would have, you know, here as well. Honestly, Chip actually might be here. Chip is very nerfed. Chip is very nerfed by the simple act of draining Burst Brain. He is probably the character that is the most nerfed by the Burst Brain, because he just did 2k into positive. That was his win con. The issue with Chip is it's hard to judge just how good he is because we don't have Bean. We need Bean back. Chips have not. I don't think Chips has done too well this patch. I don't think Chip like the God Chips have been active enough. I think Marvello's been doing a bit better lately. So he's also climbing, and I see Bean is back. So it is hard to say how good Chip is, but he gets exploded so badly. Like even Leo explodes at Fest. Thank you very much for the follow. He dies so badly this patch. So yeah, I think Chip dies too big to the low tiers. Having White Wall Assault hit him is really bad, and the burst changes have hurt him a lot. But as nerfed as he is, he was like literally a top 1 contender last patch. His snowball was ridiculous. Oh, and positive, I forgot to say, shorter positive is a really big deal for him because his positive loops really just doing block string into Rekka into RC into block string into Rekka. That was how he hit it positive. So shorter positive affects him. Also, easily one of the most. So yeah, Miss Jacko explanation. I think she's very well rounded. Does pretty surprisingly well against a lot of the top tiers. And yeah, and our Blue Wild Assault is really fucking good. Like I think she might have the best Blue Wild Assault. Maybe like A.B.A has a better one. No, I don't think Bridget has a better one. I think it's probably A.B.A. And yeah, I think her worst matchups are for what I've seen, 2 worst matchups by far, like Chaos and Asuka, have gotten very notably nerfed. These 4 characters are either very stable or still very, very strong. I think these 4 are mostly stable matchups. Bridget does struggle a bit against DPs from what I've seen, but I don't know if it's that big of a deal, and I think she has so much potential to grow still. All 3 of these have big potential to grow. Still Chaos, honestly. Chaos naturally has insane potential to grow at any point. And yeah, these 3 are all very good. I think I put Giovanna lower because I think having like being this much worse against DP characters is big, and I don't think her win con is as fucked up, and she got as much from Red Wild Assault. And dude, the new special is so fucked up. Her red wild assault is so fucked up. They gave her so much damage. They gave her so much damage. She gave her so much corner courage. She snowballs even better than ever. Yeah, she has really fucking good offense. Her neutral conversions are really good now. Yeah, her defense still isn't the best though. I'll put A.B.A here. Wait, honestly, I'll put Asuka here. I think Asuka does stand at the top here. I would put him at the lower. Again, this is B+ compared to A-. This seems like Asuka sucks. This is like half a tier away. I do think they are better. I do think Asuka is still has too many matchup issues. Just like why I didn't put Chaos in A+, I think Asuka's matchup issues are insane. I think the way he randomly loses. I think something that is important for me to note in tournaments. I think RNG is so bad for going upper bracket. Because yes, despite him being able to knowledge check his way through a lot of players, having a bad hand means so much more over many tournament sets than having a good hand to win you a set. And yeah, his matchup issues are so big. I think the counterplay that's been introduced in this patch is insane. Like, character he's supposed to, I think he loses to probably all of these, honestly. That's how I feel currently. The fact he loses to Leo, I think he loses to Leo is horrible. This character, Asuka should 100% beat Leo, but I think he very, very clearly does not beat him anymore. So when he doesn't even beat this guy, it's not looking too good. But I don't. A.B.A seems also like very weird matchup issues, very extreme matchup issues as well. A.B.A could go up. I predict there's a good chance she goes up, but it's too early. I don't want to rate her above Asuka. It's so early. She seems so much better than I expected. I think she probably ends up somewhere around here. I don't even want to put her, honestly. I'm not gonna put her on the list. I'm sorry. I know she's come out for a month. I think it's still too early to put a character like this on tier list. I think Axel is so weird, man. Despite him seemingly being lower, this batch is so fucking bad. This batch is relatively balanced. That I think he does really well. That how close he is to these characters are good. He's half a tier away from Chaos. He does. Why Wild Assault? Like, from what I've seen, he gets smoked by Golwes. Him randomly losing to Wild Assault in his already low damage, mostly zoning. He gives characters too much burst. He gets snowballed too well by Wild Assault. But he is a lot better. His new special does solve some issues. However, I don't think he's clean enough. I don't think he has enough going for him. I think there's so much to be discovered, many characters. Yes, Asuka has a lot left to be developed. I believe there is enough counterplay. There is enough super impactful counterplay that I am a big believer in the amount of shit people could be doing against him. That's why I'm more dooming. I think a lot of the stuff isn't like research as much, like this case too. Is so much worse and harder to run compared to the stuff people could be doing against him. I am a big believer in Asuka counterplay. This patch especially, with the way they changed him being very big. Asuka just works their counter character. Yeah, he doesn't counter any of these guys. That's the thing. Like, who are you gonna counter pick with Axel? Faust. Honestly, I know a lot of people would put Faust here. I'm still not a Faust believer. I think he's fine. I don't think he's great. I think his conversion ability is still not great. I think his Wild Assault is... Damn would he want Red Wild Assault, is what I'm gonna say. I do not think he does... I do not think Blue Wild Assault is good for him. Despite his command grab, I don't think it's that good for Meteors. Maybe. Could be. I'm not proud against Red Tournament. I still do not believe in this character. I don't think over a long tournament run, he's great. Still has the Ram matchup. We will learn death by Meteor. I probably get so much fucking Faust, dude. I still think I'm still pretty confident about my opinion. Like, I do not think he, like, the longer the game went, like Strive has went, he has improved a bunch. But I think fundamentally his game plan when his conversion issues that still exist to this very day don't match up with how strong these characters have gotten. Like, look at how much Hanji powered up and how much his issues were fixed, and how Faust still just does power/2H. Yeah, even like Axel and Nago, that's the thing. Even Axel and Nago is not a big deal. Like, would you actually pick up Axel for Nago? Is the matchup really that good? It doesn't seem like that to me. Not at all. Also, I still don't think Faust offense is all that. This commander is alright. Has a lot of counterplay. Makes it less OD than others. Some of the characters that randomly still anti-air him despite having an Afro on. Something that I will give him, having such good meter spends is better than ever this patch. That is something that he has going for him. However, I don't think it's enough to put him on the level of how strong these characters are right now. And man, okay, you know what? I could say they fixed it. Like, they gave him a really good version from Ash. They have fixed some of his issues. But the main thing I'm gonna use to put him here is he adds White Wild Assault. And on that note, also the new specialist. This new special. I know it hurts my character more than like maybe any other ones. Okay, most other ones. I know there's like one or two it's also very good against. But this new special, I hate this shit. Also, another reason why despite all the buffs, Axel is not up here is I think he probably has the most underwhelming new special. I don't know enough about Bikini these days. What do you think, chat? I know it's my tier list. I'm gonna ask for your opinion. Where do I put Bikini? Again, I'm leaving Bikini to you guys. I'll put her here. I have no idea how good. I have no idea how good Testament is either. It's right there. My bad. There. How good they are. Alpha is B+. Nah. You know, I think this is a very clean list. Wait. We need to add one more. Out of rows. I can throw from yeah, I can call from throw. I think I can combo from throw. I think most Bikin's strike throw is so bad it doesn't matter. That's the thing. Bikins definitely have that flare base has overall some of the worst strike throw I have seen, which does affect how I rate her. You think Alpha is for real this decent? I don't know. I think Alpha is below that. I think Alpha's pretty bad. I don't think she's on the same tier as these guys at least. Why is Pot so low? I'm not a Pot believer. I still think he's such a robber. That's the thing. As bad as Pot, despite me thinking of Pot low, that's right. Reaper Meister, Universal Fall. I would give all these characters. You know what? If these matchup issues can be in B+, maybe we can put Elfield here. We're gonna want to see an Abba somewhere. Let's put her here for the vibes. If Pot players block 10% more on defense, I still think yes, he's huge matchup issues as well. Johnny's so bad. Johnny cannot block after he dashes, dude. He has such god normals that he cannot have a dash block, and yet he gets too low profile to death. He has huge issues against DP characters. Last patch he could have been here. Maybe he could have been here. You know why? Because he was Red Wild Assault. That character last patch, all he did was he was the ambassador for Red Wild Assault. His game plan was hit you around start, wall break before you could burst, do some positive shit, take your burst, loop you, run positive offense with mix-ups. Would they shot positive? Would they shot Wild Assault? Would they nerf the scaling on Red Wild Assault? It was a big deal for our boy Johnny. Honestly, I'll be real with you. I just assume Testament is bad by now. I don't know how good they are. I just assume, yeah, there's probably ass, and move on with my life. I've not fought enough Testament. I've seen some Testaments on the rise in NA. I've seen some Testaments rising up. I think it looks pretty good. I haven't fought the dog. They're not that bad. It could be here. And they have Red Wild Assault. They're probably better than Johnny. But yeah, like we don't have Testament. Dude, if people were good against Testament, they would get. Sorry, if Testament became popular enough, then by default they would immediately move down a tier. Sorry, I don't know if it's a full tier, but it would get notably worse. Because if people start fuzzing, the mix-ups, life gets really bad for Testament. Who destroys Testament? I think the game plan is kind of faulty in general. I think. And again, he does have some benefit. I didn't talk much about Asuka. I should talk about him a bit more. I do, besides the matchups, I do still think he has a lot of things going for him. In tournaments, effectively right now, he's definitely mostly up here. I guess top players, it's less the case, not as much the case, but people aren't that good against Asuka right now, so it's still big. Just how good his knowledge checks are. He is a very hard character to fight. My issue is that I think people give him less. People don't want to learn as much against him. People have had a lot of time to learn how to fight Chaos and Zando. Asuka has come up lately, so the counterplay has not nearly the standard for Asuka counterplay is so low right now compared to where it is to like the other difficult characters to fight. Yeah, and for me, like it also is a matter of like Lefkin has low faith in people to learn the matchup. I rate the character only partly because I think it does suck playing a character. I don't think it's reliable to play a character that if people learn more, you're so much worse off. Like relying on people not knowing shit is not great. Like you don't actually like in long term you don't want to rely on other people's knowledge. Damn, obviously Asuka benefits a lot from other people's knowledge of him, like from knowledge checks and shit. But I think for winning tournaments, which is what I value the most, going the distance, beating the top players, I don't think it is reliable depending on people not knowing shit. So me thinking he has so much counterplay is more meaningful to me than people not learning it at any point the matchup. Yeah, time will tell. Maybe he could go up. This is my current take. So I hope to feel better about him in the future. I believe long term, he probably is such a difficult. It is. I do emphasize Asuka is incredibly hard to learn to fight. I will say that. I am not saying it isn't easy. I'm not. I do think a lot of people are lazy. But it is really hard to learn to fight him. There's so much shit going on. You have to learn so many things to fight him. It is really hard. But people compare the counterplay in this point to where what the standard should be. Think of how low the Zando counterplay, like the standard for Zando counterplay was early on and where it is now. Imagine if people still didn't mash on Pierce. That's pretty much where we're at on Asuka. The character is so cringe. He is. When the game came out, I said this is a character that deserved the most to be bottom tier. But already in Season 1, there was a character that I said this character never needs to be good. And I hated him even more than Anji. There's only one character in this game till now that needs to be the worst character in the game. Anji is top 2. This guy is top 1. Look at him. Look at him up there. Look at him up there in the sky. Look at him. It's all the way up in this tier. And they... This is a fucking meme character. I'm honest, I'm fine with this design. I'm not fine with this design being good. This is a funny character. This is not a competitive character. Faust? Nah, I like Faust. I like Faust. I hate meeting Faust. I like Faust. I'm honestly. Faust is really cringe in tournaments. I'd agree. I still like him. He's a cool little guy. I do like most of his gameplay. Fight some of the items are being cringe. Some of the items showing Asuka is cringe too, obviously. Goalless, Omega cringe, Goalless prime. I mentioned he likes fighting Asuka. Yeah! Bot has a lot of really good too. I think our best spot, I'd say the best spot in the West is our Andra. Maybe not as of late because he's played more Leo. He's really good at Leo now. Yeah, we played it out, Grandma. But yeah, Andros has a really good Leo. but I think he's been the best bot, and he's maybe the best against Asuka. He is like he is maybe the player who is the best against Asuka. As of late, it's a bit hard to say, but he's very good against Asuka for now. Giovanna he's pretty stable, but like I don't think she benefited as much from season 3. Bridget low key too high. I think she's so much better. In my opinion, of her has risen since fighting like the different ones like Chirara and Natasha. I think the style, I think that the addition of Strike Throw in her is really damn good. I think the way they buffed her fighting Chirara. Yes, no, I'm also leaving casual. I'm saying my point is he's so different, and I think his Bridget's I think the stuff he showed on her Strike Throw has improved my opinion of her. I think Noon is really fucking good in the mix-up and the keep-away game, but I think they show like a completely side of Bridget, which is the aggression and Strike Throw and shimmies and shit. I don't think those two Bridget types, I don't think they have to be different playstyles. I think you can do both of them. I put her here. I've been convinced to put her here because I feel like in her non-awful matchups, he does seem to do very well. The bad matchups are so bad, but then randomly they're not. I think her like 236k is one of the most obnoxious specials in the game, which helps a lot. I would offer a stalemate. I also don't think he's in the same tier as these guys. I wouldn't play him. I would. You don't think I would play Asuka if he was here? I actually don't. Yeah. Also, I think they're okay. Elfos. Nah, it's quite well. That's all. Never mind. Lots of tears, but it's accurate. Yeah. You know how miserable I was playing Alpha. You know, I literally like when I play Alpha, all I think of, I like play her casually once in a while. I literally just like looking at it like, oh my god, I'm playing Alpha again. This is great. I hate the gameplay so much. Like you say, I wouldn't play Asuka if I didn't believe him. You see where I put Ram? I think Ram might be here. But you see how much higher I think of Ramlethal? I'm debating putting her down here purely because of Wild Wild Soul, I'll be honest. Wild Wild Soul is kinda dumb. White Wild Soul is really dumb, guy. She has blue as well. That's blue. Alright. I think we're good. I think we're good with this tier. I think this is also good. This part is also good. Alright. I think we're actually done with the list. I post that? Alright. I forgot to mention one. I think Zando's here. I'm putting him here. I think Zando's here. I think he's bad. This is not a good placing. I don't think he's on his own tier. What? I'm putting him here for the buffs. I'm putting him here purely in support of the Zando bros, even though I think he's actually not in his own tier.